So off my dad, you pointed out that we should tax exempt certain companies to come in. Spearfish did that for Walmart, which proves that they did that for Walmart. They put in infrastructure. We have a Walmart and Spearfish. We have all these other corporations that come to Spearfish and not Belle. When we didn't want the interstate. We didn't. We voted no. We didn't want it. Interstate went to Spearfish. Before, Belle was the booming town. Belle would have been the Spearfish now if we had the interstate. Another thing I wanted to point out is what Senator Bruno said about having 3 signatures on a sponsor. Now, I'm in civics class, and we're supposed to email our senators and representatives. Because of this, I was looking at Senate Bill 89, the bill that states if I'm at a party, which I don't do, but if I am at a party and my friend has alcohol poisoning and I'm drunk, I can call it in and save his or her life possibly. Now, I didn't realize that Roden had sponsored it, but wasn't exactly sure what it was about. I emailed him off it, and he told me that he didn't know what it was about and asked me to clarify. So I just said, never mind, I'll just email someone else. Now, the funny thing was, he didn't email me back on it. He told me that the prime sponsor was his seatmate. So my question was, off of Brunner's, where he said a bill like that with only 3 signatures probably won't pass. Do you guys sponsor bills, not prime sponsor, but co-sponsor bills, just so they have a better outlook of passing and have a better way to say, hey, sponsor this bill so I can sponsor yours, because then our bills have a good idea of passing.
Not the last one. People bring us bills. It doesn't even guarantee I'll support it. I mean, once it gets talked through, amended, whatever, might be and I know more about it, might be a concept that I don't even want to support. I've done that several times this year. It means that we feel that it's worthy of coming to a committee and being heard.
But why did?
Can I respond?
Yes.
Yes.
That when he talked to me about it, he said we only pay attention to bills that are on the floor in debate.
You're talking about me?
Yes.
Okay.
And on the
Teach you
table.
answer emails.
I can pull it up.
I'm having a hard time hearing you with we've got farmers here and with the ice cream machine. I'm just having a little difficult hearing you.
All right.
Talk a little slower, maybe.
Okay. So we emailed back and forth on Senate Bill 89, which you said that we don't pay attention to bills unless they're in our committee or on the floor for debate. Now I said, okay, the reason why I asked you about the bills, it is our district.
Hun, could I interrupt? It's
Yes.
not Senate Bill 89.
86, my bad.
Okay.
It's the reason, you said that your reason why you sponsored the bill, it was your seatmate, is the prime sponsor. So I asked you, why would you sponsor a bill if you didn't? You told me you didn't know much about it. So
Okay.
that's my question.
Okay. I will try and go back. You know, we get, how many emails are you supposed to get a day?
Depends on whether you sponsor a
Every
hunting
time I
deal.
have a spare minute, I sit down and I go through emails. This year, for some reason, I've been getting a lot of emails from students, and I appreciate that. What it is really difficult, and I'll state this, I get a number of students to say, I'm working on a paper, what's your opinion of Senate Bill 86? And so when I'm trying to go through 100 emails, I would have to stop, go back on the computer, find Senate Bill 86, might be a bill that I didn't have nothing to do with. Okay, but specifically 86. And that's what you gave me the number. You didn't
Yes.
describe the bill. So I says, I'm not familiar with 86. I was familiar with 86. I was listed as a co-sponsor
That's
on
why
that
I
bill.
emailed you off it, but you didn't respond
Okay.
back with anything. You said you didn't know
Yeah,
about
well,
it.
understand, ma'am,
Okay.
that we have a number of things. It's difficult to respond and have that kind of dialogue. How many times did we respond back and forth?
7. You haven't responded
You know how
back
much
yet.
time that consumes? You know how much of my time that consumes? A lot. But I did it. When you originally emailed me, I didn't know what Senate Bill 86 was. I can't remember numbers. We're dealing with 500 bills a year, you realize.
Yeah.
I had co-sponsored that bill the year before, and I co-sponsored it this year because I thought we had some people that were, some young students that were there lobbying it and did a very effective job, and I thought it had merit. It what the bill did, for those who are wondering, it provided immunity for one teenager if they're at a binge party and they have a friend in trouble, and they report to law enforcement and stay there to provide assistance. It prevents them from being charged, and that sounds good, and I supported it last year. This year, as a result of any number of emails that I got after our conversations from law enforcement officers who had very compelling reasons not to pass that, and when you think about the reality of that situation and the testimony that was given by my seatmate, that who was a prime sponsor, and says, well, look, you know, it's only a class 2 misdemeanor as it exists, but the students don't realize that, so they're still going to run scared. I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, if they don't realize it's a class 2 misdemeanor now, and they're going to run off and watch their friend die, what sense does it make? What logic is there that by virtue of us passing a law that exempts them entirely, that they're going to know that that's part of the law? That, coupled with compelling information from any number of law enforcement officers that are in the trenches, that face those experiences on a daily basis, I changed my mind and I voted against it. Winston Churchill said, I will never give up the right to be better informed today than I was yesterday. And I hold to that.
All right, and with that, we are going to